Kind of neat though, isn't it? That's cool shit. We'll see it. What it looks like with the stencils all on it. That's what's known as your sacrificial piece, I think most people call it. I have a DC power supply right next to my... So that's the process that's happening right now. I don't know if you can see it, but on the sacrificial piece, you got a lot of bubbling. We have the negative electrode hooked up to that. Down here is the piece we're going to be etching. That's the positive electrode hooked to that. It's really hard to see right now. I'll give you a few updates as the process goes on. This is a little bit thicker steel than what I've used before. This is actually a 10 gauge piece of steel here. What I try to do is I found best that I run it at 5 amps, as close as I can get it to 5 volts is about where I like to run it at. I'm going to do some little adjustments here after I shut this off. But I'm going to let this go for an hour. I'll show you the difference in an hour when I get back. It's going to be a lot of scum on top. That's the metal coming off of it. I'll get back to you in an hour and we'll check how deep our etching is. If it's not deep enough, we're going to let it go longer. I'll talk to you in a bit. And here we are about, we're 40 minutes into it right now. You can see the scum starting to form on the top. That just means you're working. Don't let that bother you. I know other people have said this has an odor that it gives off, but I have never detected any. But, you know, the Jack Daniels may have dulled my senses a little bit. But we'll get back to you and let it go a little while, and I'll get back to you and show you again. So after 2 hours, this is about what the secret sauce looks like, I guess you would say. This is the salt water, and you can see there's quite a bit of scum on top of it. It's not that big of a deal. The wood that floating in there is the wood that I set the piece to be etched on. And it doesn't really make a mess. I know it looks like a mess, but it doesn't really make a mess. But here is I don't know how well you can see it, but that's almost the finished product. I'm going to go over that with some steel wool that'll get the, get some of the watermarks out of it. But as you can see, everything that was covered with the vinyl stays there. The etch isn't terribly deep. I mean, there's quite a, if you can feel it, there's a pretty good ridge there. I don't know how easily you can see it here, but it actually does a really nice job. And like I said, I'm going to go over this with a little more steel wool, clean it up a little bit. I may end up putting like gold letters or black and back and then coat it with a clear coat. But it really does a nice job. It's a simple thing. I mean, the investment is nothing. It's easy to do. It takes a little time. This is I showed you that was my DC inverter. I bought that off Amazon quite a while ago. I don't know what it cost me. I think it was like $50 or $60. Just tap water and regular table salt. And you can see that's the next project I'm doing for my son to give out for a Christmas present. But again, just mix the table salt until the water will not take any more salt. Get it super saturated. Positive lead goes on the piece you want to etch. Negative lead to your sacrificial piece. Give it time, and it'll come out pretty good. I'm not upset with this at all. Like I say, once you clean it up, it's going to look great. So, thanks for watching.